Hey, what's the deal, boys and girls? It's your boy, the OG Mark Gray, at my alma mater, Morgan State. It was supposed to be the Battle of Baltimore, but it really didn't work out tonight. But ain't no party like a HBCU party. See how we do it in Charm City as we hit the road on the HBCU Sports Nation, pulling out now.
Black Island Blues. Ride, come on. Black College, stand up. HBCU.
I got more of what you came here for. We got more scores and more highlights. And they roll a little something like this. Hit it! Let's go to the nation's capital where Hampton quarterback Christopher Zealous ran for 2 touchdowns and threw for another one to help cap a fourth quarter comeback, leading Hampton to edge past Howard 35-34 as the Pirates go to 2-1 following their 6th straight win over the Bison. In Baton Rouge, Gary Quarles caught a touchdown pass and ran for the game-winning score early in the third quarter as Southern posted a 20-10 win over Alabama A&M. North Carolina A&T fell to 0-3 as its offense continues to struggle, averaging just over 8 points and 43 yards passing per game. The Elon defense allows just 143 yards, and the Phoenix spanked North Carolina A&T 27-3 in a CAA matchup. I'm not quite sure that's what Earl Hilton was thinking when he moved from the MEAC. Tennessee State, a 27-25 winner over Gardner-Webb. It was the first time ever Tennessee State knocked off GB. This was one of the biggest wins of Eddie George's tenure, knocking off a team that was on the edge of the coaches poll. Alcorn State wins for the first time this season. Jarvion Howard scored on a 10-yard run to give the Braves a 14-0 lead 5 seconds into the second quarter. Garrison Smith kicked a 51-yard field goal on the final play of the half to help the Cowboys avoid the shutout. Alcorn now 1-2 on the season after beating McNeese State for the first time ever, 17-3. Miles Crawley threw for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns to key Grambling's victory in the Tigers' home opener, a 58-22 shellacking of NAIA member Florida Memorial. Chance Williams, who had a breakout game against LSU, rushed for 106 yards on 7 carries and caught an 18-yard touchdown pass for the G-men. Florida A&M gets 3 touchdown passes in the third quarter from SWAC preseason player of the year quarterback Jeremy Musa as they defeated Division II member West Florida 31-10 for their 16th straight home win. Musa, 18 of 27 passing for 227 yards. Good job out of the Rattler faithful for naming the field after finally Pro Football Hall of Famer Ken Riley. In Pine Bluff, Arkansas, B.J. Curry broke loose on a 79-yard touchdown run in the third quarter. Arkansas Pine Bluff holds on for a 21-20 win over SIAC foe Miles College. In a losing cause, Edwin Klein Peter Jr., 13 of 29 passing for 262 yards, but it wasn't enough for the Bears. Delta State put a good old-fashioned whooping on Mississippi Valley State in Cleveland, Mississippi as Patrick Shagog threw for 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. He ran for 90 yards and a score. The Division II Delta State team beats Mississippi Valley 35-7. Shagog had a 13-yard score to Todd Lee battle to give the Statesmen, who are now 3-0, the lead for good at 12-7 early in the third quarter. Delta State outgained the Delta Devils 510 yards to 156. Can somebody just pull the plug in Itabena? I mean, really, put that dog out its misery. Temple, a 41-9 winner over Norfolk State. Temple obviously in a given mood, so they gave Norfolk State a 41-9 beatdown and sent them back down I-95 with a nice chunk of change. Number 24 in FBS, UCLA beats North Carolina Central 59-7. At least it was in the Rose Bowl, which made the whipping tolerable, you think? SMU, big money payday, opening the wallet up, digging deep into the pocket, and paid Prairie View so they could put a 69-0 smackdown on the Panthers. Rice clubbed Texas Southern. I see a theme developing here. 59-7. So if you bet Rice to cover by 52, you win. Texas State beat Jackson State 77-34. Talk about the life after prime effect hangover there, why don't you? And the U, as in the University of Miami, they gain a certain measure of revenge for Hurricane great and Pro Football Hall of Famer Ed Reed with a trouncing of Bethune-Cookman 48-7 somewhere down near South Beach. Show me the money.
State College, stand up. Hbcu.
This is one of the nights where Morgan was hoping to celebrate a victory and reclaim a certain measure of dominance in the area. But for the 10th time in a row, Towson State knocked off Morgan. And with all due respect, you got to give condolences to Morgan State coach Damon Wilson, who lost his father, had to lay him to rest on Monday and then play a game on Saturday. Team came out a little flat. They trailed 20-0 at the half. And despite pitching a shutout in the second half, the problems in the passing game were a little bit too much for them to overcome. Now it's back to the drawing board after a big win to open the season at the University of Richmond and 2 consecutive losses, because now the conference race begins here for the Bears, who have just as good a chance to win the MEAC as anybody else. That's going to do it for this week's edition of HBCU Sports Nation. Remember, log on to our fan page, HBCU Sports Nation, common spelling, and join your folks as we take you around the nation for the best analysis of MEAC, SWAC, SIAC, and CIAA football. Thanks to my boy, rocking the camera, DJ XW1. Appreciate the love, my brother. And most of all, we appreciate the love from you. As always, it's the OG Mark Gray, and I look to see you around the HBCU Sports Nation.